Previously on Flowers for Zoe, Stories for Dennis.
There's a time and a place for work and a time and a place to relax, and then there's a time and a place for play, and I don't know what I like right now.
And now, coming up on the show,
People talk a lot about that pink cloud. I don't know how long within, I guess, like the first year of getting sober, they say you're on this pink cloud.
can we talk about that pink cloud for a second? That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is.
On today's podcast, we review 3 steps in preparing for the holidays while in recovery, as outlined by smartrecovery.org. No affiliation. If you find anything on today's episode activating, please reach out and talk to somebody. If you find the discussion helpful, please share the link with others. Welcome to podcast 18.
We're going to talk a little bit about the holidays and the stress that it can bring, especially when you've got goals around recovery, whether that's harm reduction goals, sobriety goals. The holidays, for all the joyfulness and all the excitement it can bring, can also increase stress in our lives. It invites a lot of things for us to manage. There's more get-togethers, there's more expectations. It's that kind of stress that can throw us off our game. Smart Recovery is a program that's all about helping and supporting and training people how to support yourself when it comes to your recovery goals.
We've all been actually digging into the website Smart Recovery. It's great. There's lots of good information. If you're interested in it, go check it out. It's called smartrecovery.org.
They share that people who achieve long-term sobriety have 3 things in common. There's 3 characteristics to what helps them be successful with this. The first one is you have a commitment to what abstinence looks like. And I might add, and I don't know if Smart Recovery would agree with this, but you might have a commitment to what harm reduction looks like for you. The other thing that helps you is when you start to adapt your lifestyle to support or to enhance this commitment that you've made. And the third is that you plan and you kind of practice and get ready for situations that will be challenging. So in other words, instead of trying to not think about it, you put some attention on it and you try to think about, okay, what's coming and how am I going to manage it? And so they say if you've got these 3 things going on, your chances of being successful are going to be much, much higher.
Planning is huge. If you're the kind of person that doesn't work well with plans, write a plan.
That's one of my biggest things that I do. Like, I am a lister. I write lists for everything.
Doesn't it
I
make everything easier when you write a
Yes,
list?
because you
Yeah.
can see it. It's in front of you. I love
Yeah.
making lists. I love checking things off. I love it.
I want to take you back to a few episodes that we've done, because when I think about the number one thing, a firm commitment to abstinence, I think back to some of the podcasts that we've done where we've talked about goals, we've talked about envisioning your future. And, when I read this first one, I could just think of so many times, so many conversations with you where this has actually been a big part of what we've been practicing, what you've been focusing on. Where are you at when it comes to like this commitment to your sobriety plan?
People talk a lot about that pink cloud. I don't know how long within, I guess, like the first year of getting sober, they say you're on this pink cloud where it's like you feel like you're on top of the world, basically. Like you are ready to start living your life without surrounding it with your recovery. You feel like you're back to normal. And a lot of people during that first year feel like that. And then they end up slipping through the cracks because they feel like they're ready to take on the world. And that's only because you're on that pink cloud. It hasn't been a full year yet. Because I know about that pink cloud, I'm not quick to jump off of my recovery journey just yet. But right now, oh God, I feel great. I do. I feel like everything is kind of falling into place for me. Yeah, I feel good. I have little stresses here and there, but I feel good.
Mhm.
I'm almost at that 1 year mark where I can fully celebrate 1 year of being sober. And this has been the most scary, crazy, brand new, never felt feelings like this before ever. But it's also been this far the best year because I have done all of these things, whether they've been hardships or laughter or being happy. I've done it all sober this year.
Can we talk about that pink cloud for a second?
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. But that's why it's so good to fill yourself with all of this knowledge, right? Because once you know about that pink cloud, it's going to be on your mind like, shit, I feel great right now, but that could be this pink cloud. So I don't want to turn around and jump into this because maybe I am just feeling that pink cloud and I don't want it to just be that pink cloud. So let's really focus on that pink cloud, right? And that way you don't fall back. You know what the pink cloud is.
How are your lifestyle choices, including the way you're kind of thinking about this pink cloud? How is it supporting you?
Because of knowing how easy it is to fall back into habit that you know.
What you're sharing is such an important piece. Sometimes we can have this feeling like when we don't want something, we can have this feeling like if I just don't think about it, if I just don't go there, if I just push it away in every way, that's going to help me. We want to kind of hold these things close. We want to be mindful on the pulse of it.
And it is sometimes a struggle, right? Because there's no guaranteed timeline of when you're going to enter the pink cloud phase and when that like cloud phase is going to be over. So, sometimes you're going to double guess yourself around that time because there's no set time limit. So, yes, I feel great. Am I in the pink cloud stage or have I passed that stage and I'm just happy? So there's questions around it, right? So that makes you even more careful of your next move because you don't want it to just be the pink cloud stage anymore. You want it to be real, right? And if you don't know the difference between pink cloud and finally getting to that happy stage of your life, you're going to be more cautious of it.
So let's talk a little bit about the third point, which is, thinking ahead. And you're talking a little bit about this, right? Like what it means to have a plan and what it means to be kind of thinking ahead to what might be the challenging invitations, whether that's, this feeling like you've got it covered, you're going to be fine, or whether it's just going into the holidays and kind of recognizing that you might have challenges with being around bigger groups of people. There might be challenges with having things available in front of you. There might be lots of invitations to kind of fall off um, and kind of lose perspective of what you're focusing on right now.
There's a lot of triggers within there. For us addicts, it's not as simple as having a glass of wine on Christmas. It's difficult. So you really have to make yourself aware of those things and what's normal for other people can't be our normal, right? Because one is too many and also never enough. You know what I mean? At the same time. So it's just you really have to make yourself aware of these things. You just
Yeah. And it might be aligning with other folks who are kind of in the practice of what you're doing too.